Hi guys, welcome to Vlogmas day 21. I have my second finished slipper. It's massive, I know. I realized yesterday I didn't talk a lot about patterns, so let me just mention. So this is a sailor slipper by Annie something. I'm not sure how to pronounce the surname. So essentially how you start the pattern. I did it in the recommended Drops Snow yarn on a 8mm needles. I'm perfect with gauge, both stitch and row gauge. So you first start with the heel, wrap, whatever you call that. Then you pick up stitches, cast on stitches, and pick up here and continue working the top part with some decreases. Then you switch to sole yarn and start working the sole. Sole is shaped for the left and right foot. At the moment I'm not sure which one is which, but before I felt them, I'm gonna embroider maybe on the outside or maybe even on the inside just L and R on each foot, because once it's felted I'm not sure if I'll be able to distinguish which one is left or right. So I'm just gonna felt some letters so I can distinguish after which one is left and which one is right. And after the sole is done, you do the seaming part all around. That takes forever. It took me an hour to finish the seaming, and then you do the I-cord edge on the top. I did a mistake with my I-cord edge and I realized that only after I have fully finished it, because I looked back and thought how I don't like stitch on the inside is so much nicer than the stitch on the outside. And then I realized when you start the process you should have wrong side facing you instead of right side facing you. I just wasn't picky about that. I just wasn't that bothered to frog it, honestly. So for me it was even easier because picking up stitches looking at the right side is so much easier, because you're looking into V stitches and you can pick up stitches easier just from the V side. Instead of from the purl side, it's a lot harder to notice how to pick up stitches. So the mistake I made actually was in my favor because it was easier for me to work with it. I think I'm gonna do my husband's one probably in January, and then I will do it the correct way, and then I will compare, does it even makes the difference. If it doesn't make any difference, then I'll probably make a couple of these in the future. I'll just make them from the right side just for the ease of picking up stitches. Nothing else special about the pattern. It's very easy, straightforward. I am making size 40, and for my husband I'm gonna make size 44, and only those two sizes she doesn't have in schematics, and she advised you to knit the size below, which I was like, oh, why those two sizes don't have like proper stitch count or whatever. But when I went through the schematics, there was actually showing that size 39 is 25.5 centimeters, which is exactly my foot size, which is usually size 40. So I was like, okay, then I'm just gonna make 39 because it should work for me. And it all comes down to the felting. We'll see how I'm gonna felt it. I've never done felting. I'm gonna read through the instruction. I haven't read the instructions for the felting yet. I know it takes so long for people to dry this, but I do have dryer which can also help with the process of felting. So we'll see. That's gonna be tomorrow's job. This took a lot. I mean, one of these takes between 6 and 7 hours, and I've been finishing this whole day and I didn't make Pokemon again. So yeah, this took a lot, and I didn't even knit on my t-shirt nor blanket, nothing. This is what I've been doing for the past 2 days, and it is an enjoyable knit because it is wool, it is on a big needles, but at the same time I can feel it in my shoulders because I was just doing that. That's why I don't want to work on my t-shirt. That's why I didn't do Pokemon and blanket. Kind of everything fell off, but it's fine. I'm not stressed. I'm not putting too much pressure on me because I'm falling behind. So this is actually really enjoyable knit. It is fun. You can play with so many colors, and if this felt good, I do see myself making this more as a gift for my family members, probably for my extended family. I might do this as a gift because it is fun and quick knit that you can possibly do in 2 or 3 days. I mean, it can be done in 2 days if I felt it today, but I'm not feeling going through the pattern and learning the process of felting. I'm just gonna give myself another day to relax and do it like properly without any rush, because I don't want to fail. I'm just gonna take an extra day to do it. So yeah, another slipper is done. There is a bump on the inside from the seaming. I'm only curious how I'm gonna feel this while I'm wearing it. And the pattern also suggested that you can put those anti-slippery dots, whatever. I don't have those. I might research them. It's not that we are gonna wear this anytime soon. We are in summer, so these are gonna be winter slippers. So after these are felted, I'm gonna put them in a Ziploc bag in the storage, so they are safe until autumn winter when we can wear them. So yeah, second one done. Stay tuned for tomorrow when we will be felting this. And I have another little update. After I finished my Oslo hat, which I really enjoyed making that, I showed it to my husband and he tried it on and he said, this is a really good fit beanie. This looks like store-bought beanie. I don't think anyone would believe that you have actually made this one. He loved the design. It's not just the stitch definition or it being knitted. He loved the design of the beanie. And then I remember that I have Drops Alpaca, which I started Musselburgh beanie a couple of months ago. This is the yarn. And I frogged it because I didn't like what it looked like. I mean, even that Oslo hat, that is also alpaca, there is no stitch definition with alpaca. And for the Musselburgh, it was very floppy, sloppy. I just didn't like it. It didn't have any shape, and in the end, I was scared that I would put so much work into Musselburgh because they do take like around 40 hours to knit, and that I wouldn't be happy with the end product. So I decided I'm gonna frog it and I need to find something different to make. And then since I only have 2 skeins and the yardage is not enough to make another Oslo hat, I was also looking into Weekend hat, also by PetiteKnit. It is very similar to Oslo hat, but it is done in 1x1 rib, but I didn't have enough meterage for that either. Then I was looking in her hipster hat, but I'm not a huge fan of the style, and I could actually make a hipster hat, but I was just I'm not sure about the style, so I didn't want to buy that pattern because her patterns are not cheap. Even though I don't mind supporting PetiteKnit, she's an amazing designer and I love everything she does. And then I decided I'm just gonna go with 1x1 rib that I've been doing for a lot of beanies that I have done. I usually do Passionate Kelsey chunky beanies where you held 2 yarns together, and yes, I'm holding these 2 together. These are considered 5-ply, but these are very thin for me for a 5-ply. I tried it on a bigger needles and it just wasn't looking right. The stitch definition and the feel of the finished garment, it just didn't look right. So I was just like, I'm gonna do the free pattern that someone recommended me. It is called Tree Planter Talk. It is essentially 1x1 ribbed beanie, but it has beautiful decreases on the crown. Unlike Passionate Kelsey, her decreases are plain and very simple, 3 rounds of decreases, but that works because it is chunky and it's on a bigger needles, and it just works for the size of her beanie. But it wouldn't work for this because this is done. I'm doing this on 4mm needles, and the pattern also calls for 4mm needles. So I did that free pattern, which is called Tree Planter Talk. It's from Reverly. It's very easy, simple. It is 1x1 ribbed beanie, but it has beautiful crown decreases. I already made a couple of them in different needle sizes and things like that. I'm not sure if you will be able to see anything because this yarn just doesn't give any stitch definition because it is alpaca. It's very soft, and I'm playing a bit of yarn chicken. I should have enough. I will see how this goes. At least it's gonna have a less folded brim. That will be the only difference. It's gonna have a shorter brim. It's if I ran out of the yarn, but I should have enough to finish this one. So yeah, this is another project on the go that I casted on a couple of days ago when I finished with my Oslo hat, just because I need something portable. I was working on this on a couple of last days of school run, school is now done. We are on summer holidays for the next 6 weeks. My husband is on 5 weeks holidays too. He took all the summer off. So yeah, Vlogmas is coming to end. We have no plans for Christmas, New Year's, but in January we might took a couple of days of travel and we'll see. We have nothing major planned, so I'm still trying to decide how I'm gonna continue videos for the next year. This Vlogmas has really helped me to have a more like casual vlog style videos, so I might continue that. I will definitely continue with my weekly crochet makes, and then I will definitely continue with my knitting podcasts. I'm yet to decide whether I want to do weekly podcasts, like a weekly update on my knits, or should I do it fortnightly or monthly. I don't know, because I'm not sure how much progress I'm gonna have on my knits and how much update can I provide in a week. It's all gonna be determined in the next week or two. So yeah, this is the only update I have for today. So I have new beanie cast on and I have another slipper finished, and that is it for today. Stay tuned for tomorrow because we will be felting those slippers and I'm excited for that. Thank you so much for watching, and until tomorrow, happy crafting.